Oh, yeah. Is it Monday already? Yes, we are live on a Monday. I know, it's weird, but we're going to do this for the rest of the Skeleton Crew because we don't want to live stream twice on the same day. It doesn't really make much sense. And now we have more time to speculate and come up with crazy cool predictions for episode 3 of Skeleton Crew today. So we're going to do it. Is there a crazy new Jedi character being introduced in the Skeleton Crew named Nina Nawood? We're going to get to the bottom of it today. And what's going down in episode 3 of Skeleton Crew and the rest of the season after that. We're going to dive into all of it, but without further ado, how's everybody doing on this fine, it's Monday, right? Monday afternoon. What's up, chat? All right, so we got a lot to get into. Episode 3 of Skeleton Crew is tomorrow, not today, tomorrow, and we will be predicting it today. But we'll have the watch party tomorrow. Don't you worry. We're just trying to spread out these live streams so we're not live streaming twice on the same day. So, episode 3 is tomorrow. We're going to predict all the crazy stuff, so throw in your craziest predictions in the chat right now. But is Nina Nawood, this mysterious new Jedi character played by Haley Webb, actually real or not? We're getting to the bottom of it today. Also, Ahsoka Season 2 has a date when it's going to start filming. We'll talk about that as well. And At Attin, this mysterious treasure planet with the eternal treasure that's a mystery to, or a myth to all of these different pirates. We got a crazy theory brought to you by the Discord. So if you're not yet in the Discord, go check it out in the description below. This theory is insane and might lead to the destruction, or at least a war, happening on At Attin in this Skeleton Crew show. Explosions, destruction of the entire planet of At Attin. And by destruction of the entire planet, I don't mean like the Death Star blows it up. I mean like the surface of the planet, not the planet itself. Yeah. But first, let's say hi to everybody in the chat, shall we? Okay. So, UV Clips, what is up? Star Wars Order in the house. John Groom, how we doing? Tavari Tano, how we doing? JC, what is up? Chris in the house. Ellie Thomas, how we doing? Annie K, what is up? Brandon in the house. Starship 66, Fearless, how we doing? WUV Grad, what is up? 730 Evie, how we doing? B-Man, what is up? Ian, what is up? Nathan, how we doing? Mike, what is up? Brandon Baker in the house. Darth Plagueis lives, how we doing? Rachel, what is up? All right, if I missed you, you know the deal. Just yell at me in the chat. Let's give everybody a nice little
Hello there.
General Kenobi.
Okay. So, episode 3 of Skeleton Crew is in about 30, quick math, chat. It would be at 9 p.m., so that would be 7 hours from now, but it's also 24 hours from now, so I was right, 31 hours. Okay, so 31 hours from now is Skeleton Crew episode 3. So throw in your craziest predictions into the chat right now for that third episode. We're going to speculate about specifically the third episode, but also the rest of the series. We got some pretty wild stuff. That full music video, weird looking thing of the Major Tom song. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the YouTube's official page released an entire trailer for the Major Tom song that's heard throughout the trailer for the Skeleton Crew show. And we watched it back on Saturday's live stream, and a lot of information was revealed. A lot of new scenes were shown in that trailer that reveal quite a bit about the rest of the Skeleton Crew show, so we're going to talk about it. Also, Season 2 of Skeleton Crew is might be already in the works with John Watson, Christopher Ford. We talked about it a little bit on Saturday, but we're going to talk about it more today. So yeah, a lot to get into today, chat. Let's take a nice long sip of water so we can regroup here. Okay. Oh my God. Breathe. Okay. All right. I don't even know where to start, chat. Season 2, episode 3, rest of the season, crazy prediction, Ahsoka Season 2. Nina Nawood. I don't know, chat. Where do we start? Where do we start, chat? All right, I think we should start with the poll. That seems like the best bet. All right, if you haven't smashed a freaking like on this stream, you should do it. So go smash a freaking like on this stream if you have not already. But let's do this. Skeleton Crew has low viewership. Is that a problem? Hang on, let's see. Did you see something about low viewership? Star Wars Skeleton Crew viewership. I've not seen anything on the viewership yet. Oh, hang on. Have I not seen any of this, chat? I don't see it. I don't see any of it. All I see is the Rotten Tomato scores, which again are still ridiculously high. All right, let's dive into this. Okay. Will Hondo Unaka? Actually, no. We'll get to Hondo later. Do you think Nina Nawood exists? Yes or no? Do you think this character of Nina Nawood actually exists? And if you're sitting here going, Mike, who the fuck is Nina Nawood? I'll explain. Okay, so a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. No, a long time ago, a few months back, actually, some people in the Discord, shout out to Grandmaster, I think it was the first one, mentioned that when you look up the cast for Skeleton Crew on Google, this character by the name of Jedi Nina Nawood appeared. Now, that was true up until Saturday's live stream. They have now since taken the character off of the Google cast. So when you look up the Google cast for Skeleton Crew, Nina Nawood is no longer present. You see Jude Law plays Jod Na Nawood, the girl Ryan plays Fern, etc., 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 etc. Obviously, they get a lot of stuff wrong, as they have Nick Frost playing the Onyx Cinder when he is playing the character of SM-33, not the entire ship itself. Now, there was a female character right here next to him that was played by Haley Webb named Jedi Nina Nawood. And if you go, Mike, I don't believe you. It clearly doesn't exist if it's not there now. Go back and watch the tapes, okay? She was there. She exists, okay? God. Okay, but she's gone now. Now, before Saturday's live stream, she didn't exist anywhere else, which is pretty interesting. She didn't exist anywhere, not on IMDb casts, and not on any other website. However, shout out to Rose. Rose brought this up after the live stream on Saturday, that in this IMDb cast now, how do I get to the cast? How do I get to the cast? Oh, cast and crew. Stop playing this trailer. It's making me lag. All right, cast and crew. Now, when you go to this cast and crew, imagine she's not here anymore. I just look like an idiot. Oh, there we go. Haley Webb, Jedi Nina Nawood. Only in one episode, so it says. But she exists now on IMDb. Coincidence? I think not. Now let's take a closer look at this character of, or this actress, I should say, of Haley Webb. Never seen before in Star Wars. That's a big thing. Why is it doing this? Can you, like, go away? Okay, whatever. Never seen before in Star Wars, which is important because usually a Jedi could be somebody we've seen before if it is, in fact, a Jedi who survived Order 66. Never a character we've seen in Star Wars as far as we're aware. And honestly, not that big of an actress. She's obviously been in a lot of stuff, but she's not, like, top, she's not a Jude Law level actor. Let's put it that way. She's been in a lot of stuff, but not on the scale of Star Wars. Not to put her down or anything, but I'm just saying she's not that big of an actress. So bringing out a name like that, you can hide her under the radar if she is going to be this secret appearance in the show. So let's take a look at this again. I want to just see the cast not in this list, but whatever. We'll go back to this list. IMDb is being stupid today. All right, so let's go back to her. Jedi Nina Nawood. Now, the first thing that gets thrown out there is that she has the same last name as Jod Na Nawood. implying that there's going to be a connection or a relationship between this mysterious Jedi character and Jod Na Nawood, whether she's his mom or his sister or his wife. We have no idea, but there will be or should be a connection if this character does exist. And again, I ask in the poll in the chat, do you think this character exists? Tell me. This is the only place now that she exists on IMDb. Before this, the only place that she existed was on Google Casts, which have been known to be wrong all the time. So a lot of speculation has been thrown around as to whether or not this character even exists in the first place. But now it's gotten weird. The fact that they have taken it off of Google Casts makes me believe that somebody messed up along the way. And now that it's on IMDb, things just get even crazier. Something strange is going on here. And I bring this up because it's so important. Last week, I forget what stream it was, but at some point last week, we talked about how Jude Law revealed his favorite episode of the entire Skeleton Crew series. And it was episode 7. And he told us that episode 7 was when we actually learn who Jod Na Nawood is, who he actually is. He's going to have a bunch of different aliases from Crimson Jack. Maybe even Jod Na Nawood is an alias himself. But we also believe him to be Captain Silva, which would be another alias. With that being said, we don't know his backstory. He can wield the Force. That's a big thing, especially at this point in the timeline, in this Mandoverse era, in the Star Wars timeline. Being able to wield the Force post-Order 66 implies a few different things. 1, you're probably trained by a Jedi, or 2, you were a Jedi who survived Order 66. Now, there's obviously some other options, but those are the 2 big ones. And Jod Na is definitely old enough to have been a person who survived Order 66. So I ask you, chat, do you think that Jod Na Nawood survived Order 66? And will we get that Order 66 flashback in this episode 7, which is Jude Law's favorite character? And my follow-up to that is, would his master have been this Jedi Nina Nawood? What do we think? There's a possibility, because we don't even know if Jod Na is his real name, that he stole his master's name. Or not stole it, but uses it as an alias so that nobody knows who he actually is. That's a very high possibility, especially because we know that he has other aliases going further on in the rest of the show. Mike, the actress Haley Webb could be Fern's mom. No, we've already seen Fern's mom. What are you talking about? Soul, what's up? Do you think Wim's mom is to do... Wait, do you think mom is, and do you think that she is still alive? Do I think Wim's mom is still alive? No. However, I do think that Wim's mom will play a major role in the rest of the show. I think she's probably the one who gave Wim all this stuff about the Jedi on this weird world where you're not supposed to know about anything else going on in the outside world. I think she's probably the one who gave Wim this adventurous mindset, and how she disappeared or how she died is probably going to be pretty important. She probably was getting too close to what's really going on this weird planet of At Attin, and they might have had to, cut her off. Yeah. Yeah. John Groom says, did you know, until now, there's only ever been one undersecretary in Star Wars, and that was in Legends, and her name was Farah. She was a remnant. I have heard this, yes. So there is another undersecretary only in Legends. It was in this post-original trilogy time period in the Remnant of the Empire. I saw a video on that yesterday. Is there a connection there? Probably. They take a lot of Legends characters and bring them into canon. Are they the same exact character? No. Most likely not. Yeah. I hope that Wim's mom is alive and she's imprisoned. That would be pretty wild. That would be pretty dang wild. Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Something really crazy, probably not in episode 3, but throughout the rest of the Skeleton Crew series, is going to happen on At Attin. shit is going to hit the fan real quick. And things are going to blow up. Things are going to be destroyed. There's going to be an all-out war on the planet of At Attin. And if you don't believe me, let's go look at the evidence. So shout out to Navarro and others on the Discord for coming. Whoops, sorry, I pressed the wrong thing. For coming up with this theory. It's pretty dang wild and actually pretty dang clever. But when we were watching that, the lyric video for the Major Tom in Huddies on Saturday's live stream, we noticed that there was a bunch of new frames in that trailer. One of which being this. Now this is, it was going to say GG At Attin, which is a line from the song. And we don't know what that means yet. We haven't translated the Huddies, or at least I haven't seen it yet. But when you're looking at this scene, what do we notice, chat? What do we notice? Anybody? Damien says, why is nobody talking about the skeleton with the knife in his chest? On the Onyx Cinder, you're saying? Yeah, there might be something going on there with the skeleton crew that was previously on the Onyx Cinder. They fought each other to death, it looks like, at least from afar. Yeah. The school. Yes. So if you look here, this building off to the left is maybe not the school, but it's one of the buildings in the center of town on At Attin. Also, if you look over here to the right where the chat is, you can see, oh wait, this is the side of the school. So you look at this and you look over here. So that side of the building is the same side of this building. Bang, bang. Same building. You got window here, little bump out there. And you got window here, little bump out there. Same building, same At Attin, same planet, yet one is perfectly intact in a nice, very Earth-like home world, and another is completely destroyed by a war. Completely destroyed. Like, not, okay, it might be a little destroyed. Look at this freaking frame! It's all destroyed. Absolutely obliterated. What happens to At Attin in this show? Let's not forget that these kids are right there. Neil, KB, Fern, Wim are standing right there looking at it. They come back home to an absolutely demolished At Attin. So what happened? What happened? What happened, chat? Here's the deal. This is probably not until the later episodes. This is not really a prediction for episode 3. I think episode 3 is going to be Jod Na, getting to learn about him a little bit, saving SM-33, leaving the pirate port, maybe going to see the owl character. We're not going back to At Attin tomorrow. That's for sure. Maybe episode 4, 5, 6, we could be going back to At Attin at some point in there. But what happened here? They just left this world, and it was completely intact. It was completely safe. It was completely unknown to the rest of the galaxy. Are the kids going to be the one who brought this home? Are they going to be the reason for the destruction of their own home planet? And who destroyed it? Who destroyed it? UV Clip says, what does Hallie Webb look like with blonde hair? I don't know. Why? She could be playing Omega, and they're trying to hide a major cameo. Interesting. And they give her a random name in the cast so they hide that it's not Omega. It's a possibility, yeah, for sure. But why would they name her Nina Nawood as the random name? That would, I guess, completely throw everybody off. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. At Attin is the treasure planet, and it got raided by the pirates. So you think the pirates did this? You think the pirates absolutely destroyed an entire planet? How would that help them find the treasure, though? Wouldn't you think that they would maybe capture the people, try and ask them where the treasure is? That type of deal? Nathan says, I had a theory that At Attin is a prototype for Starkiller Base. That would be wild. I don't think so. There's no real evidence to support that, because the reason Starkiller Base worked is because it's Ilum. The planet was previously Ilum, and Ilum has a core of kyber crystals. And you need the kyber crystals to power the Star Destroyer, or the planet-killing weapon. Yeah. I think Palpatine's dirty hands are on all this. I don't know. I don't know if this show is going to tie into Palpatine at all. But John Groom brings up an incredible point. Maybe Grand Admiral Thrawn has something to do with this. Let's talk about it. The big blue meanie, Grand Admiral Thrawn, was introduced to live action last year. And now he's set up to be the heir to the Empire. He's set up to come into the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, be all badass, taking over the galaxy, all that fun stuff, setting him up as the future villain of this Mandoverse era. That's Thrawn's mission here. That's the goal for the heir to the Empire. Skeleton Crew is in that Mandoverse time period. It takes place after Ahsoka and should have Thrawn be a part of it. It should be the beginnings of Thrawn taking over the Outer Rim in Wild Space, which is where this show takes place, in Wild Space, right outside of the Outer Rim. So is it possible that this destruction of At Attin is not just the pirates, but also Grand Admiral Thrawn? It has been confirmed pretty much that this is At Attin. As you can tell, we looked at the building. It's the same building. We looked at the bus over here. It's the same bus that Neil and Wim took to school. And these kids are coming home to a completely destroyed planet. Now, with that being said, let me close this down. With that being said, we also see... Shit, where is this? Where is this? I have too many tabs open, chat. We also see these kids in what looks to be some sort of war. Let me take a look. Ah, here we go. I found it. So there's a frame in one of these trailers. I don't know which one. But we see the kids in a war. This is a new character that we haven't seen yet in the show, but she is in the cast. That's Neil, of course, off to the right, and that's KB right there. And they are in some sort of war, fighting who knows who. We have no idea who. But they are fighting somebody. This might be At Attin. They might be fighting for their home planet. But again, the question becomes, who are they fighting? I understand that the pirates are set up to be this big villain of the show. I don't think they are. Yes, we saw the pirates destroy that New Republic freighter in the first scene of the first episode, but I don't think there's enough pirates to take over an entire planet. At Attin, we don't know who's running At Attin, but they do have security droids. They do have people, a lot of people. So they have the numbers to fight back. I don't know if that crew of pirates are going to be able to take down an entire planet. You need an actual army. You need something strategic, like the remnant of the Empire, like Grand Admiral Thrawn and his army he just brought back home. All signs to me right now are pointing to Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, the weird thing is, when you look at this image right here, and you look at this image right here, you see the kids, and you see the kids here too, but you don't see Jod Na Nawood. So this is the only scene I have found that kind of looks like he would be helping out the kids. This looks like he's probably on a destroyed At Attin planet as well, maybe fighting back to help the kids, helping the kids. But he's not seen in almost any of the other scenes. So the big question becomes, will Jod Na Nawood help these kids? Even if it's the pirates who are destroying At Attin, or if it's Grand Admiral Thrawn, will Jod help them fight back? Or will he turn on them, just leave them out to dry, leave them out to die, and leave them back on their home world? Will he take the treasure and run? Now, this brings us all the way back to the first conversations we've ever had about this character that Jude Law is playing, and the comparison between this character of Jod Na Nawood and Han Solo. Han Solo in A New Hope gets the prize money or payment for saving the princess, bringing the princess back to the rebellion. He gets his money and he leaves. Then the rebellion goes and tries to take down the Death Star. It's not going very well. All the X-Wings die, or most of the X-Wings die, and then Luke is on his trench run. Vader's right behind him. He's about to die too. And then, woohoo! Han Solo, Chewbacca come flying in the Millennium Falcon and save the day. I think a similar thing could be going on here. I think at some point in this Skeleton Crew show, these kids in Jod Na Nawood are going to find this treasure. The whole time, Jod is using the kids to find the treasure. The whole time. He's the bad guy. He's can't be trusted. He's just this weird, sketchy dude. The whole time. He finds the treasure, takes the treasure, and leaves. Abandons the kids. Absolutely abandons them. Maybe even takes their ship with him. Who knows? But he's going to just leave. Completely backstab these kids. We all hate him for a couple weeks. Then he comes back. And he comes back when they need him most, when they are fighting for their planet. And this is when he comes back. Out of the smoke, out of the dust, the clouds of the destroyed At Attin, he comes back to save the day, wielding the Force, being all badass, maybe even a lightsaber in hand if we could go so crazy. But it seems like Jod Na Nawood could be going down the route, very similar route, of Han frickin' Solo. Being the badass you can't trust, just in it for his own personal vendetta, getting the treasure. That's all he wants. And then he leaves the kids stranded until they really need him most, when all hell is fallen upon At Attin. And then he comes in, swoops in, woohoo, and saves the day. What do we think, chat? That's my crazy theory, and I'm sticking to it. What do we think, chat? What do we think? It seems now that this back half of the season is becoming a little bit more clear. A little bit more clear. We seem to know, one, the treasure will be found. It's in the trailer, guys. It's in the trailer. So the treasure will be found. We don't know if Jod is actually a Jedi or a Sith. We don't know who Nina Nawood is. We don't know if she even exists. We don't know who is going to destroy At Attin, but somebody does, clearly. We don't know a lot. However, the pieces are coming together. It's an 1,000-piece puzzle, and right now we have about 600 of the pieces. We're missing 400 of those pieces. Very important pieces. We're never going to be able to finish the puzzle yet, but the pieces are coming in very quickly. All these new trailers, these new music videos, they're giving us a lot of information about what's to come. And I actually think this Skeleton Crew show, it's going to start off as this fun adventure for these kids. Pirates, fun, cool, whatever. But it's going to quickly turn into something very important. Grand Admiral Thrawn, the remnant of the Empire, At Attin's significance in the rest of the galaxy. The fact that it was once called the crown jewel of the Old Republic. At some point, this show is going to become an extremely important story in the Star Wars timeline. Not just this fun adventure with kids where they run into some pirates and go look for buried treasure. It's going to become an actual staple, an actual specific time period. We go, oh my God, remember when Thrawn took over that planet where those kids were from? And it was so significant, and it started the whole heir to the Empire type thing and led us perfectly into the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. That's where I think this show is going. That is where I think this show is going. But tell me what you think in the chat. Tell me what you think, chat. Tell me what you think. Apparently, the episode after the screeners that went out to reports is always bananas. What? So the screeners got to see the first 3 episodes. You're saying episode 4 will be crazy because they didn't get to see it. For this show, the screeners got to see episode 1 through 3, so maybe episode 4 will be crazy. I think so. I think episode 3 is going to be a lot of the same from the first 2 episodes. It's going to be going to save SM-33, escaping this pirate port, and maybe, just maybe, going to see that owl character. We don't know what his name is, but owl character. We'll put it at that. That's what episode 3 is going to be. A lot of the same of vibe as the first 2 episodes. But maybe, just maybe, Grad is right. Episode 4 might be where this whole season turns on its head. Everything changes. A tone shifts as this show gets serious. Well, it's already serious, but you know what I mean. It becomes more relevant to the rest of the galaxy. Grand Admiral Thrawn, Remnant of the Empire. I can't imagine this show going through 8 episodes without seeing a single stormtrooper. And obviously stormtroopers are rare in the galaxy right now, but Thrawn is coming back to power. You know? Alex, what's up? Yana. That makes sense, Mike. They're trying to recapture the good fellas. Wait, the good fellas. The good feelings. That's what I meant to say. So writing a Han Solo type plot would fit well and keep Star Wars fans happy. Absolutely. You got to do it in a way where it's not the exact same, but yes, I agree. An owl character? Yeah, so there's an owl character that is seen in a lot of the promotion for this show. Posters, trailers, everything. He's even a pop figure already. He's in all this stuff. We don't know who he is. We got a name for him. I forget what it is, but we don't know who he is. And we don't know why he's important. But at some point, this owl character will come to fruition. Yeah. Stu John Jedi, what's up? Says, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I hope for a self-contained story. Really? Interesting. To me, I get it. A self-contained story is great, but you look at self-contained stories like, I wouldn't even say Andor. I don't know if there is a self-contained story in Star Wars. There isn't. They all have ties to other projects. So I don't think Skeleton Crew is going to be the first. That's for damn sure. It's going to tie into a lot of other stuff. I mean, there's X-Wings already in the trailers. We know that it's going to tie into the New Republic, and most likely Carson Teva, who's a direct link. It's a big galaxy, Mike. That's true, but it's always going to connect. There's always the Empire or the New Republic or the Republic or the High Republic or the Old Republic or the Republic or the Republic. You know? Lee says, the great hyperspace disaster has taken out one side of the planet, and the other side is being rebuilt. What we've already seen. The great hyperspace disaster happened 300 years before this show? I don't think so. I like the theory, but I don't think so. At Attin looks like Hoth when they come back. Anyone notice that? Well, I don't think that snowy planet is At Attin. No. So we have this other snowy planet in the trailer. We can go back and look at this. Let's take a look at this, right? So about at the 1 minute mark of this trailer is when we get all the new scenes. So we're about halfway through.
Get you home. We'll make a partnership. But we have to move fast. I need you to take the controls.
Okay. Neil? Neil?
A crew of murderous pirates is coming.
Ooh, right there.
Crew of murderous pirates is coming.
Right there. So this is the kids kind of at a war right now. And this looks to be At Attin behind them. I can't really be 100% sure about that, but it does look like the rubble planet that we saw in that other frame. So this looks like the kids fighting back against somebody. We just don't know who. Not yet, at least.
Something's wrong.
And we haven't gotten this yet. I think this might be in episode 3. The whole Wim's dad and Fern's mom type stuff where they're trying to get their kids back. But how do you get your kids back when you can't leave the planet or come back from the planet and there's no way on or off the planet? So how do you go find your kids who blasted off into the galaxy? it's almost impossible. But I think this will happen in episode 3, where the kids are looking, or the parents, I should say, are looking for their kids.
Not going to just turn up. We need to find them.
We're not alone down here.
Be warned.
Yeah, so this planet, I think, is a different planet from At Attin. I'd be very surprised if it was the same, but I think it's a different one.
Of booby traps. Pirates. And mountains where none dare to go.
If you hear this,
Ooh, a little interesting thing about this, too.
if you hear this,
This scene right here
if you hear this,
is Fern's mom calling out to her kid, obviously. So maybe that happens next episode where she makes this hollow message. If you hear this, don't lose hope, whatever. We're coming to find you, whatever it is. But this character off to the left, we didn't know who that was for a long time. Now we have some sort of guess, I guess. So we'll take a good look at this character from behind. You got the long hair right there, the white shoulder pad, that sort of outfit, sort of build. And then if you look here, in the opening scene from episode 1, when Captain Silvo's walking in and you see all the pirates around him, you see this character right behind him. So she looks like she could be the same character that is right there. And this is the Onyx Cinder, as we can see. This is the cockpit of the Onyx Cinder. And the kids aren't on the ship, but she is, which is pretty weird, if you ask me. So, I don't know. Something weird's going on there.
don't give up. No matter what.
And then there's the treasure. Okay, so let's take a step back here. This is what I think this show is going to, how it's going to go down, okay? Episode 3 is going to be the parents, Wim's dad, Fern's mom, looking for the kids. The kids and Jod are going to be escaping the pirate port with SM-33, maybe even going to see the owl character. Then episode 4 is probably just going to take this crazy turn, crazy adventure, where they arrive at that mountainy, snowy planet. We get to go find maybe the treasure or the Sith temple or whatever that ancient Sith writing is on the wall. And then episode 5 is when we get to actually see the treasure. This is going to most likely happen in episode 5. So the end goal of this series is not treasure. It's not. Because we have 3 more episodes after the treasure. So the treasure happens in episode 5, at least I think. Episode 6 is going to be when everything sort of changes. Jod Na probably stabs the kids in the back, taking the treasure for himself. The kids have to run away. Who knows? Then episode 7 is when we learn all about Jod's past. And the kids probably go back home to At Attin, where they learn that their whole planet is destroyed now by either Grand Admiral Thrawn or the pirates. One or the other. Then the finale is Jod probably coming back to help the kids, save the home planet, and they realize what's going on, and who knows where it ends off. But that's where I think it's going. So we have this sort of first arc of pirates leaving the planet, meeting the pirates, leaving the pirate port, and trying to get back home. The second arc is finding the treasure. Jude Law stabs them in the back after they find the treasure. And the final arc is At Attin is destroyed. Jod Na comes back to save the day. Either Grand Admiral Thrawn or the pirates destroyed the planet, and then who knows what the ending's going to look like. If they are setting up the second season like they talk about already, then there could be a sort of cliffhanger ending, or at least something to set up the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And that's where I see this show going. That's how I see it playing out. Again, it's an 1,000-piece puzzle that we only have half the pieces to. We're not fully there yet, and it's all just speculation for now from me. But I don't think this treasure is the end game. This is really the halfway point. At least, I think. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, did I miss a super chat? Oh, I did. Darth Plagueis lives with a very generous $5 holla. God damn, Plagueis. I appreciate that quite a bit. I appreciate it. Says, Mike, you're the GOAT. No, you're the GOAT. But I appreciate that. We appreciate you. No, I appreciate you. God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do you still think Hondo, we will see Hondo? Yes, I do. I don't think it'll be like a big appearance or like him playing a big role in the show, but I still think Hondo will show up. It's still a show about pirates, and Hondo is the pirate in Star Wars. So yes, I think he will still show up. But I appreciate the super chat. I really, really do. Super chats, memberships, keep the lights on over here. So I appreciate yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. 50 Thunderer says, the planet is always a wreck. The red light satellites create a virtual reality world for the inhabitants. That's my theory. However, I have no idea. But if the planet was already destroyed, like they would trip over the rubble. If it's virtual reality, then the people would have to be virtual too, and we know that that's not true because the kids are real. That's a little too crazy of a theory. I like it, but I hate it. Okay, I appreciate it though. I think the planet withdrew from the galaxy circa 1,000 years ago, and that's why they use Old Republic credits. It's become a legend while the rest of the galaxy has fallen apart. I like that theory, but why? The follow-up question is, why would they do that? Why would they just remove themselves from the galaxy when clearly the people there seem to think that they are still working towards benefiting this great works, benefiting the Republic, the rest of the galaxy, even though they can't leave? So they still know that there's a galaxy out there. They still know that there is people beyond the world of At Attin, and yet they can't leave. And they don't question not being able to leave either. To avoid war? Interesting. But then who are they trying to work towards? Why are they not just working amongst themselves? Why are they still a part of the Republic? Why didn't they just brainwash their people into thinking that there's no galaxy outside of their home world? Why do the kids still know about Jedi, Sith, starships? The great work is cloning Palpatine? I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't call it that because that already has a name. Project Necromancer. And I feel like they would just call it by the name Project Necromancer. Maybe not. But yeah. I don't think this is going to tie into Palpatine at all. The only way it will is through the Remnant of the Empire and through Grand Admiral Thrawn, which isn't really a direct tie to Palpatine. Yeah. We are all the GOAT. Without any of us, there would be no chat. Exactly. I'm only here because you guys are here. Don't forget that. You are all the GOATs. But I appreciate it, Dr. Plagueis. I really, really do. Super chats are very, very generous, and I appreciate it. Yeah. Anthony says, Mike, a good number of Star Wars fans are theorizing that since 230 BBY, some powerful being on At Attin decided to exile/hide the planet from the war, the Nameless, or the Blight. It's a good theory, but again, it's one that doesn't really make much sense. Why? And even if they did go into exile to hide, then what are they working towards? Why are they still a part of the Republic? Why didn't they just, over all those hundreds of years, turn into something else? You know? KG, what's up? Darth Raccoon, how we doing? Yeah. Oh, wait, just scroll down to the bottom. Damn it. John Groom says, maybe that treasure room is on At Attin. When they disturb things, it sends some kind of signal that leads to the planet's destruction. When they find the treasure, it leads to the destruction of the planet. That would be insane. That would be insane. Thrawn kills, what's up? That's wild. That's a crazy theory. I kind of like it, but I don't like it at the same time. It just starts like a countdown. They open the door to the treasure vault, and it's just like 10, 9, 8. And it's just how it's jamming. It's like G Attin, ba 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 ba, and then the bomb just goes off. No, I don't think so. But it's a cool theory. I like it. I like it. I just wish more people were watching this show. It hasn't even made it to the top 20. I think what the problem with this show is that it's not The Mandalorian. It's not Ahsoka. It's not Kenobi. It doesn't have that draw to it. It doesn't have Grogu. It doesn't have a legacy character like an Ahsoka or a Obi-Wan or a Darth Vader or anything like that. So it needs to build on its own. And right now, it's off to a great start. Nobody can deny that. It's got a 96 on Rotten Tomatoes. The audience scores in the high 80s. Like, it's really, really doing well with the people who have watched the show. So I think with Skeleton Crew, it's more of a thing of time. People are going to get this through word of mouth. Everybody's saying, excuse me, everybody's saying that this show is really, really good. So the word of mouth is getting out there that this show is really, really good. And I think week to week, as we go towards the finale of this show, it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing, as opposed to the previous Star Wars shows that came before it that were really, really hyped up on the premiere, and then everybody kind of petered off towards the end. So usually a Star Wars show has more viewers on the premiere than it does in the finale. I think Skeleton Crew might be the reverse, where there'll be less viewers in the premiere and way more viewers by the finale just because of the word of mouth. Yes, Neil has become that sort of Grogu type of meme where he's really cute and people like the character, and he's gone to become a meme, a big time meme character. But he's not the level of Grogu. And right now, at least, there's no really familiar characters. Yes, Jude Law is a big actor, but there's not that big of a draw to this show just yet. Just yet. I think word of mouth is going to be a big thing. But I agree with you. I wish more people were watching this show. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Yeah. So what is the treasure? Is it, I still think that there could be Sith artifacts. I don't know. The fact that this planet has been removed from the rest of the galaxy for so long, it could be something significant, like a Sith artifact or Sith artifacts, or Jedi artifacts even. I don't know. When you look at it in the trailer, there's no real, like, you look at this, you can't find anything of real significance just from the looks of it here, but maybe they're hiding stuff with some trailer magic. I don't know. There is a Weequay skull right there, which indicates maybe Hondo Unaka or Exum or Zim, the old pirate from thousands of years ago in the Old Republic. But other than that, there's no like Sith holocrons, Jedi holocrons, anything like that. So the treasure has to be important. It's the eternal treasure. It's supposed to be the biggest treasure in the galaxy from what we're led to believe, at least. So it should be important once we go in that room. Yeah. Lee says they have to meet the owl who will show them the way home.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Okay. Fearless says, I think many are waiting for all the episodes to be out to watch them all at the same time. A lot of people do that now. Give me a 1 into the chat if you do that with other shows. Maybe not Star Wars shows, but just other shows in general. I do that a lot. I've actually realized that I do that a lot because with Star Wars shows, I love to do this week-to-week stuff. I love to speculate every single week. I have a community where I can do that, which is nice. So that's really fun. But like The Penguin, I waited till The Penguin was completely out, and then I watched the whole thing in like 2 days. Game of Thrones, I watched all 8 seasons in like a couple weeks because I just waited and binged it all. Doing the same thing with House of the Dragon. I have not watched a single episode of House of the Dragon, and I won't until the show is over. But I do that a lot. I wait till all the episodes come out, and then I just binge them one after the other. Yeah. With Star Wars, I don't do that. With Marvel, I don't do that. Certain shows, I won't do that. Depends on the show. But with some shows, I will. It does seem to be the new norm to do that. Just binge watch shows. And Netflix even still drops all their shows at the same time. Like all the episodes drop on the same day. So you can binge watch them all on the same day. Yeah. Are you watching Cobra Kai Season 6? No. I will say I am not. I have watched the first 4 seasons. I have not watched Season 5, and I have not started watching Season 6 either. I like the show. I just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah. Interesting. It's pretty split there. A bunch of binge watchers and a bunch of week-to-week watchers. Interesting. The treasure planet is a cloned planet? If we're cloning planets, we're getting a little crazy, if I do say so myself. That's a little wild, even on my standards. Cloning a planet in Star Wars? We could barely clone people in Star Wars. Yeah. At Attin has something to do with money. Yeah, I don't know. if they did have to do with money and manufacturing credits or manufacturing money for the Republic or whatever, then why would they cut themselves off from the rest of the galaxy? You know? Seriously, Star Wars, what's up? How we doing? Says, hey, Mike, I can't wait for episode 3 tomorrow. Me either. Me either. I like weekly drops. Oh, me too. I would way rather prefer a weekly drop, a once-a-week episode, than all at once. It makes the show so much better. It grows the anticipation so much more. Yeah. Thomas says, I think it's just an old planet the Jedi hid on. I think it's too old for that. You know, like the Jedi hide after Order 66. This planet has been hidden for a lot longer than that. I know, Thomas. What's up? Where you been? I appreciate you. Okay. Ellie says, the treasure is outdated. Computer drives and the friends we made along the way. Wait, what? Outdated computer drives and the friends we made along the way? Oh, you're saying that the treasure is the old computer drives, but it's the friends we made along the way. No, I think the treasure is actually going to be significant. Indeed. RG says, the showrunner said he won't pop up, but that could be deceiving us. Oh, Palpatine you're talking about. Yeah. So John Watts and Christopher Ford have said that Palpatine's not involved in this show at all. And I believe them for the most part. Obviously, they're going to lie. If he was in the show, they wouldn't tell us. But I don't have any reason to think that he would be in this series. Palpatine in Skeleton Crew? It would feel very out of place. Unless this whole season takes a crazy turn, I don't see that happening. No. No. Oh, what? Just go down to the bottom. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What if the old Republic only exists there? Well, the Old Republic will eventually be brought into Star Wars. Like, at some point, they're going to switch over to making only Old Republic content, I think. But maybe this Skeleton Crew is sort of the first sort of introduction, kind of, to that Old Republic era. Yeah. Yeah. Star Wars Order says, what's the most amount of money you've made in one live stream from Super Chats? After YouTube takes some of the money. YouTube does take a percentage, that's for sure. Obviously, I mean, I'm on their platform, so they have the right to do that. How much of... Well, it was the live stream the other day, the 100K live stream. Absolutely. How much was it specifically? I don't know. I could tell you, but I don't have the exact number off the top of my head. But yeah, it was that 100K live stream. That was insanity. That was wild. And by the way, if you've been living under a rock for the last week and a half, we did hit 100K not last Saturday stream, but the Saturday before that. So let's celebrate again. Shall we? Hit it. Yes, I appreciate it. Yeah, 100K is absolutely insane. And if you missed it, I did dump this entire cup of blue milk on my head. It was cold. It was crazy. So, yeah. But can I get some good cups follow orders in the chat, please? Please. Oh, and so some of you guys were asking about the silver play button. That will be coming in the mail at some point over the next couple weeks. It said like 1 to 2 weeks, and I just ordered it like a couple days ago. So we'll see. Yeah. That's a very Indiana Jones type theory. You grab the skull and then shit goes sideways. Yeah, it's possible. Indiana Jones grabs the skull and the boulder comes down and chases him around. What if these kids find the treasure and their whole planet goes boom? It'd be pretty wild. It would be pretty wild. So, murderous pirates or murderous bounty hunters? I'm very glad you brought that up because I did want to talk about that. So, the question still remains. Are these murderous bounty hunters still coming in Skeleton Crew? So, one of the biggest deals from the trailers before Skeleton Crew even aired last week was the fact that the big line in the trailer went from murderous pirates to murderous bounty hunters. And when it says murderous bounty hunters, it shows Captain Silva. So take a look at this. Why is it so quiet?
But a crew of murderous bounty hunters.
So he says a crew of murderous bounty hunters. And when he says bounty hunters, it shows Captain Silva. And we thought a few weeks ago, before the first episodes aired, that this character was going to be either a new mysterious bounty hunter or a bounty hunter that we knew from Star Wars before, like a Bosk or a Cad Bane. And yes, we were wrong again, but it didn't stop us from having fun speculating, okay? Now, but still, he does say bounty hunters. And now the question becomes, is there going to be bounty hunters in this show? Or is this all just a lie? Is this all just a lie, chat? Why would they change the line from murderous pirates to murderous bounty hunters?
But a crew of murderous bounty hunters is coming after us.
A crew of murderous bounty hunters is coming after us. Are we still getting bounty hunters in this show, chat? Or is this all just fake nonsense? Anklet, what's up? I'm having a great day. Hope you're having a great day. Ooh, that play button will look sick in your background. I know. I'm trying to think of where I should put it. I think right in front of Chopper, right, Chop? He would kill me. I can't do that. I have to find a new. I'll have to find a spot for it. Yeah. Maybe Jod said 2 lines to just advert the magic. Oh, just to like advert to subvert fans' speculations. Maybe. But why start with pirates and then go to bounty hunters? That's a big change. A pirate in Star Wars versus a bounty hunter in Star Wars is a big difference. A very big difference. But why the change? Why the change? Lee says, have we discussed who the pirates are in Skeleton Crew? The Onyx, who the pirates are that are skeletons, sorry, on the Onyx Cinder, and why they were trapped on the ship with SM-33, who had his hand on the door locking. What? Oh, on the door lock. Yeah, you're right. Actually, we haven't talked about that at all. Why was SM-33's hand on the lever that was locking the door? That is weird. There's a lot of weird things about the Onyx Cinder being on At Attin. First of all, there's not supposed to be a ship on this planet. That's weird. It's buried, completely buried in the middle of the woods. Or not even the middle of the woods. It's very close to the civilization, very close to the city that they live in. That's very weird. Also, why were the pirates inside stabbed up against the wall, like somebody mentioned earlier in the chat? Why were they there? Were they looking for the eternal treasure? Did they find the eternal treasure? Why does SM-33 have no recollection of At Attin at all in his memory banks? And why was his hand on the lever? Again, these are all questions that need to be answered in the Skeleton Crew show at some point. I just don't know when. I just don't know when. Oh, let me actually change this poll. We've had this poll up for a while, and we've kind of stopped talking about this Nina Nawood character. Holy crap. So 80+% of you guys, let me scroll down. 82% of you, the math is not mathing, 82% of you guys think that this Nina Nawood character is real. That's pretty wild. That's crazy. All right, let me start up a new poll. Let me start up a new poll. Do you still think Hondo Ohnaka will be in Skeleton Crew? Yes or no? Do you still think Hondo Ohnaka will be in Skeleton Crew? Yes or no? We'll leave that poll up there for a while. But let's get back to this topic at hand, shall we? All right, so. Sorry. Murderous bounty hunters versus murderous pirates. Why would they change that line if there's going to be no bounty hunters in this show? That doesn't make any sense at all. Why change the line from murderous pirates to murderous bounty hunters? What do we think? Wait, what? Did you know we just had our first F word in Star Wars, Mike? What? Did I miss something? When was the first F word in Star Wars? Did anybody else catch at the beginning of the first episode when the pirates are taking over this New Republic ship, when Captain Silvo is like about to pick up the High Republic guy from his neck like Vader did? Did anybody notice that he was like, "You lost your shit"? It sounded like he said shit, but he was saying ship. I watched it like 10 times, and it sounds like he's saying shit. But that was just me. Oh my God, 80% of you still think Hondo's going to be in this show? I do too, but that's still crazy. After the first 2 episodes, it looks a little less likely, but I still think it. Okay, so the bounty hunter line is a lie, but then why add it at all? Why add it at all? It makes no sense. It makes literally no sense. Why change the line from pirates to bounty hunters? Maz Kanata? Maz Kanata could show up too. She is the queen of the pirates. Again, it would probably be a small little thing, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. And you know how Maz Kanata looks into Finn's eyes and it's like, I've seen eyes in other people before. What if those same adventurous eyes that she sees in Rey and Finn are the same eyes as Wim in Fern? Interesting. Hondo Unaka Gigi at, you know? Yeah. But he was a pirate and doesn't want the kids to associate him with the bad guys, so he changed it to bounty hunters. I don't know if the kids think that he's a pirate, though. Maybe they do, but I don't know. But the kids wouldn't know what bounty hunters are, unless they do. I don't know. We don't know what these kids know and don't know. They know about Jedi and Sith. A lot of the galaxy doesn't even know about Jedi and Sith. You know? If the pirates steal the treasure, I need someone to say that the Sith artifact belongs in a museum. That would be very Indiana Jones. Yes. Yes. One show was suggesting time travel and that time passes faster on At Attin. No, I don't think that happened. Like, Star Wars is obviously fantasy, so not all of it is science. Like, science fiction indicates that half of it is science and the other half is fiction. But Star Wars doesn't follow the rules of modern science, to say the least. A parsec in Star Wars is a time when a parsec in the real world is a length of space. Also, you have, like, yes, in Interstellar, the movie Interstellar that just celebrated its 10-year anniversary, something like that. 10-year anniversary. In that movie, they go to a different planet where time works really quickly. So 1 second on that planet, or whatever it is, something like 10 seconds on that planet is a year on Earth. And that's how the real world works. That's how galaxies in the real world work. Star Wars is fantasy, so that's not how it works. Pretty much, for the most part, every day is centered around the core planets, the Coruscant's day. So that's sort of how the year system works. But every day in a Star Wars planet is mostly the same. Like, it doesn't follow the science of the real world. So I don't think At Attin is going to be this place where time moves differently. I don't think so. No. It would just feel way too out of place. Yeah. Maybe bounty hunters are looking for Jod because they know what he did in the past. Maybe. But again, a crew of murderous bounty hunters implies a lot more cool stuff could be on the way. Like, yes, a crew of murderous pirates sounds cool. And we've already seen those pirates, and they're pretty cool. But a crew of murderous bounty hunters could imply so many cool appearances, could imply an insane amount of stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. I hope that Hondo doesn't come into this. No cameos, please. My nostalgia bank account is running dry. Well, it's not bringing in Hondo for nostalgic's sake. It's bringing in Hondo because this is a pirate show, and Hondo is the pirate in Star Wars. So bringing in a character like Hondo Ohnaka is not just to go, look at this character, he's pretty cool, let's put him in this show. It's because it actually would benefit the story and be on point with the story. It wouldn't take away from this show about pirates because he is a pirate. Yeah. If you don't believe me, go to the part where Wim gives the guy the Old Republic credit. I don't believe you. I'm going to it. All right, let's see if there was a first F-bomb in Star Wars. I really don't believe you, especially in Skeleton Crew. So that'd be episode 2. When he's at the table with the guys. I'm watching with the closed captioning on. I don't see any F-bombs here. Calls him scum. He says, my arm. Yeah, I don't see an F-bomb. I don't think so. We're only 2 episodes in. There's plenty of time for bounty hunters. Yeah, we're only 2 episodes in. So there's plenty of time for everything else to happen. There's plenty of time for this whole show to hit the fan, or shit hit the fan in this show, I should say. But we got a lot of time to go. You know? I would love to see Hondo get his own show. Well, Thomas, there was a couple months ago this rumored pirate Star Wars show that was in the works. I don't know. Maybe. Star Wars Galaxy is actually not that big. It's pretty big, but it's, yeah, I mean, where there's pirates, there are pirates. That guy B, what's up, says, I'm also curious. I'm curious also. It seems like it's either going to be significant or a red herring. Yes, this whole murderous pirates versus murderous bounty hunter type thing. It is very strange. Very strange. Anthony says, the line is, what do you think? This is a Griffin charity? Yeah, that's not an F word. John Group says, maybe the ship landed on the planet, found the treasure, but realized that some kind of creature or defense mechanism that chased them down and killed them before they were able to take off. That's a crazy theory. I don't think they ever found the treasure because that would kind of change things pretty drastically if they found the treasure. But that could be something. I mean, maybe somebody found them before they got to the treasure and killed them. It looks like they killed themselves, at least what Wim says. They fought themselves to death. But why was SM-33 holding that lever? That's a big question. Yeah. Lee says, because Jod is a pirate and he doesn't want to be associated with the bad guys to the kids. I don't think so. Bounty hunters is a very specific word in Star Wars. You know? My vote that seeing Hondo in this show is more made out of hope than anything else. I love Hondo. I think, yeah. I mean, a lot of fans just want to see him because he's so badass and cool. Who doesn't want to see Hondo frickin' Ohnaka in the Skeleton Crew series? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we do have a new sort of teaser from Star Wars here. This came out 2 hours ago. So let's take a look at this. This is on Instagram, so we'll take a look at this. Drag this over. There we go.
For people to see Skeleton Crew because it's the same Star Wars universe that you know and you love. It's just a new perspective. The ability to see that world through the eyes of 4 10-year-old kids, I think, is a completely new way to enter this world that some of us know and love, some of us maybe haven't ever really experienced before.
Yeah, we were just drawn to that idea of these kids stumbling into the larger galaxy and not understanding it all. That was just natural to us, but it turned out that it's a great way for people who don't know the universe to get introduced to it because they're along with the kids. Or if you know all about it, you know all the things the kids are getting wrong and messing up, which is funny and tense.
Yeah, it's fun to be able to make something that works if you don't know anything about Star Wars and also works if you know everything about Star Wars.
And then those two people people can finally be friends with each other.
Great job.
So I don't think there's any new scenes in that. If I missed it, tell me in the chat. But there's no scenes in that. However, they do talk about how this show is perfect because it allows new fans to come in and watch the show for the first time, and you can really explore the galaxy with these kids, and it's your first introduction to the Star Wars galaxy, just like this is the first introduction to these kids to the new galaxy or the Star Wars galaxy at large. So it's the perfect introduction to the Star Wars universe. But also, for the hardcore fans like ourselves and the people who've been around for a while, they can realize what these kids are doing wrong and how they're trusting the wrong people and all that stuff. And that's what we're going to learn probably coming up in this third episode, is not to trust the wrong people. And Jod Na Nawood, the creepy guy who gets introduced in the shadows like Darth Maul on Malachor 5 in Star Wars Rebels, he's probably not to be trusted. But these kids are going to trust him anyway because they're naive and they're children and they don't know better. So they're going to trust him, and they're probably going to get stabbed in the back. But what they talk about at the end is how this show should bring all these different fans together, bringing the fandom back together. They joke about it almost. And that's pretty good because we want the Star Wars fandom to be as united as possible. That'd be great. Probably not going to happen, but it would be great. So far, so good, I think. I mean, things can go south really quickly, but so far, so good. Yeah. Yeah. Thick Horn, how we doing? What's up? I'm telling you, tech is hidden on At Attin. And the treasure is just a note saying, somehow tech is returned.
Incorrect.
No, tech is gone. He will remain gone, and tech is dead forever. R.I.P. Tech. Okay. Does anyone else want KB to go all Cyclops with her visor? Imagine just this big-ass laser beam comes out of her visor. No, but there is some sort of cool things that her visor can do that might happen later on in the show. Like when she was messing with the kids and she made her voice sound all echoey and loud. Possible. It's possible. Yeah. Did anyone else notice the painting on the wall inside the kids' houses? Looks very similar to the art on the mural for the Rebels crew. Yeah, that is true. It does look very similar to that. We talked about that mural on Saturday's stream, I think. And again, in the Discord, if you guys are not yet in the Discord, go check it out. But we do have this, if I can find it really quickly. Where is this? We did talk about this. Where the hell is this? Oh, here we go. So this is the mural we're talking about. Well, this is in the house, Fern's house, that we saw in episode 1. Yeah, 1. Episode 1. And you can see this is Neil's species. This is a human species. This is also a human species. Actually, unless, is that like the white tails coming off the back of it? I don't know. This is a Ithorian, and maybe another human down there. I'm not too sure. But this seems to be like the uniting of all the people on At Attin. This sort of sundial thing above their head could be referring to the satellites, and these are like the grid pattern of the satellites around the planet. Maybe. I'm not too sure. But yes, this mural does seem to be very important towards like the history of At Attin and how it became secluded from the rest of the galaxy. Yeah. It does look like Leia, but no, I don't think it's Leia. She's just wearing a white sort of outfit that looks kind of like Leia. No. I don't think so. I don't think it's Leia. It does look like a lot of the main characters, yeah, for sure. For sure. For sure. Okay. So we talked about this a little bit on Saturday, but there is an update about a plan for season 2 of Skeleton Crew, whether there will be one or not, whether this first season will set up a second season. And we talked about it a little bit. Most of you guys wanting a second season already after only 2 episodes, which I agree with, but it's a surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. But John Watts and Christopher Ford gave, in an interview with Collider, an update about this possible second season, and they said this. So we're only going to read the quote from them, from John, one of them. So they talk about the problem of the kids growing up really quickly. I 100% have an idea, or we 100% have an idea for a second season, and we know what we need, what we would do. We have a built-in ticking clock of these kids and their age, and by the time we would get into production going, we know what their age would be. So we would have to be writing towards that. You'll be growing up with these kids along with them, is what he's saying there. Let me put that over there. It would be something like a 3 to 4 year time jump. It would make sense. We wouldn't see these kids for a while, so it depends on how tall these kids have gotten. But we wouldn't do all those, like a Stranger Things type thing where it's like the next day, because it wouldn't be. These kids would be a lot older. So we talked about this a little bit on Saturday, but there's a big problem with Stranger Things. These kids are now 21 years old playing 14-year-olds. It doesn't make sense. Kids grow up really quickly. So a time jump between season 1 and season 2 of Skeleton Crew would make sense, and the time jump would actually be possible because you have projects in between. The Mandalorian and Grogu movie and Ahsoka season 2 would come out before Skeleton Crew season 2 would. So it would make sense for a time jump because you'd have those projects to fill in the gaps. Yeah. But tell me in the chat, would you want a Skeleton Crew season 2? Give me a 1 for yes, 2 for no. Skeleton Crew, yes or no? What do we think? What do we think? James, what's up? Says, hey, a guy who loves Star Wars. My name's Mike. Nice to meet you. Says, I have a question to ask. In the Rebels TV show, when Kenobi fought Maul for the last time, I swear to you all that Kenobi made no killing strike. I'm confused. Is that a question? To answer your question, yes, no, I don't know. Let me read it again. I have a question to ask. In the TV show Rebels, when Maul fought Kenobi for the last time, I swear to you all that the Kenobi made no killing strike made by Kenobi. It's not a question, but yes, he did. It's just one swipe to his gut kills him. One slash makes him dead. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of ones. It seems like a lot of people, yeah, not even a question. Yeah, okay. A lot of people want season 2, for sure. There you go. There you go. The picture representing the species on the planet to rebuild. Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Kind of. It's possible, like, because we were just talking about it earlier, that this whole planet gets blown to smithereens. At Attin might be a goner, as we can see in this trailer here. It's completely blown up and destroyed. So these kids might be the ones who have to sort of rebuild their home world. And this planet was once the crown jewel of the Old Republic. It could eventually become, again, a crown jewel of the New Republic. Maybe because it's in the Outer Rim or even wild space, it could become an Old Republic outpost in that Outer Rim area. Could be. Could be. Where did he kill Maul then? Because only his lightsaber broke. No, there's this slash in his chest, stomach area. Yeah. Was Maul in The Rise of Skywalker? There's your answer. What? What do you mean? Oh, because he died? Yeah. I'd absolutely love for Maul to be alive, but he's not. Yeah, no. I'd love Darth Maul to be alive, but he's definitely not. He's a goner. He's a goner. At Attin's going boom boom. Yeah. At Attin's going boom booming. But the question becomes, when does this happen? Could this happen in like episode 5 or 6? And who did it? So we've circled all the way back to this, chat. Who done it? Who made At Attin go boom boom. Grand Admiral Thrawn, pirates, somebody else, the New Republic maybe. Who done it? And while you tell me that, Wim did it? Oh, okay. And while you tell me that in the chat, what are your predictions specifically for episode 3? Now, we talked about what the rest of the season could look like. Possibly seeing the destruction of At Attin. Possibly seeing Jod Na turn on the kids, find the treasure, take it for himself, all that stuff. We talked about the possibility of seeing a new character named Jedi Nina Nawood, who could be Jod's mom, could be Jod's sister, could be Jod's wife, could be just a random person that Jod stole their name and somehow learned the Force from them. Who knows? But let's talk specifics. Episode 3. What happens? Just episode 3. Not anything past episode 3. Just episode 3. What happens? Your pal Joe says, I think Brutus will have a bigger role than we think. I think so too, and for a few reasons. One, when you look at the posters for this show, if I can find it really quickly. Skeleton Crew poster. When you look at the posters for this show, one of the main characters, or one of the characters that's on pretty much all of the promotions for this show. Hang on. Open. Sesame. There you go. Is right here. And that is Brutus. Right here. Brutus. Again, this owl character right there, he seems to be important too. Let's move that over. Boom. So Brutus, Fern's mom seems to be important too. Like Wim's dad's not in this. Wim's dad's not on this poster. But Brutus is. The owl dude is. Even in this one, which is a little variation of the one we just looked at. The owl dude's right there. Brutus is up there. So clearly, he is the captain of the pirates. He's going to be important. Yeah. He's going to die, Mike. No. Maybe. Yeah. Aunt Brutus.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah. So, what do we think is happening in episode 3? We go back to the ship and we find out that Jod Na Nawood is not telling them the truth. Well, how are we going to find that out? That's the deal. Obviously, we know he's a Force-sensitive character. We saw him wield the Force. But we don't know if he's a Jedi. We don't know if he's a Sith. We don't know if he's a good guy, a bad guy, how he learned the Force. Was he a survivor of Order 66? All these questions are going to run wild in this 3rd episode. The whole time we're going to be watching with a very strict eye on Jod Na Nawood and what he does. Because the line in the trailer of, "You're a Jedi, right?" And he looks and goes, "Of course." Nobody's buying that. Nobody is buying that. So we got to keep an eye on him in this 3rd episode and what he's saying. Specifically what he's saying to these kids and whether it's a lie or not. For sure. Wim's dad is so lame that if he died, nobody would care. I mean, he's set up to be that way. Obviously, he's probably a good guy, but he's made out to be the bad parent. Yeah, for sure. And like I mentioned on Thursday's live stream, if Wim's dad dies, his mom's already dead. So if his dad dies, he's going to be like Luke Skywalker when Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen die. He's got nobody left. So now he can just do whatever he wants, sort of, and go off on this crazy adventure. Maybe, just maybe, he becomes Force sensitive too, or he is Force sensitive too, and goes to learn from Luke Skywalker. But that's crazy. Yeah. It's a little crazy. Just a little bit. Captain Brutus is stealing the show for me so far, Mike. Also, we are definitely going to get more of Jod in episode 3 for sure. Yeah, so I think episode 3, to answer my own question of what my predictions are for episode 3, is these kids escaping the prison, obviously, getting back to their ship, but going back for SM-33. Now, it's going to be a lot of action. Jod versus pirates, the kids versus pirates. Getting to see that happen is going to be awesome. But where they find SM-33, how they find SM-33, I don't know. It'll be pretty interesting to see. And Will we see the owl character in this upcoming episode? I think the owl character, because we see him in front of a telescope, this massive telescope, he's probably going to be the one who finds their planet, or at least maybe has heard of it or something. I don't know. He's going to be like the Dexter Jester of this show. When Obi-Wan needs to find a planet, when Obi-Wan needs to figure out what's up with his dart, he goes to Dexter Jester after the Jedi have no answers, of course. So I think this owl character could be our Dexter Jester of this Skeleton Crew series and find the planet for our kids, which would be pretty cool. Or at least he's going to find a planet that has treasure on it. Or maybe the Sith Temple planet with the snowy mountains. It's so strange because I talk about, like, I feel like in my head it makes sense. The next episode, we leave the pirate port. We find a way back home. We find the treasure in episode 4, 5, 6. We go on this crazy turn. Episode 6, 7, 8 is the destruction of At Attin in this big all-out war that happens on the planet in this whole conflict that ends the show. And it sounds like a great, cool, just awesomeness. Nowhere in that plot, in that description of the show, exists this weird-ass cave with Sith texts, ancient Sith texts on the walls. Nowhere. It makes no sense. This one specific frame that was released months ago still to this day makes no sense and continues to make no sense and will continue to make no sense in this Skeleton Crew show. This right here. What do the numbers mean? What does this Sith text mean? It's on the snowy mountainous planet, as you can tell back there. But it doesn't fit into any of the knowledge we have of this show. I said it 1,000 times today. This is a puzzle that we're missing the pieces to. 1,000-piece puzzle that we're missing half the pieces to. One of the big missing pieces is what the hell is up with this? What the hell is up with this? The numbers, Mason, what do they mean? I'm glad somebody got that reference. Yeah. What do they mean? What does this Sith writing mean? It's still, to this day, the most confusing and makes no sense anything that we've gotten for the Skeleton Crew show. Everything else has a tie to it. Everything else is on At Attin or on that snowy planet or connected to the pirates or whatever. This has zero connection to anything. And we still have no idea what it means. No idea. Oh, you translate it? It says Darth Jar Jar lives? Oh, okay. Never mind. Never mind then. No, okay, good. Never mind.
Incorrect.
So that Sith writing on the cave walls still is the strangest thing. I don't know. It's weird. But like that guy B says in the chat, the mystery around this show is the best. It's what has drawn people in and is keeping people there. It's what has people so excited for the rest of this show. The mystery. It's awesome. Wrong. It says your mom. Oh, okay, thanks. You guys are really helpful today, you know, chat? You guys are really feeling helpful today, don't you? Yeah. Where was I? Johnny says, Wim's dad is a lead singer of one of my favorite bands. TV on the radio? Really? That's pretty wild. I did not know that. Maybe he should stick to that because everybody hates him in Star Wars. No, I'm kidding. Lee says, I like the alien who got shot in the eye and was getting the work done anyway. Oh, getting work done on it later. Yeah, that was cool. The attention to detail in this show is awesome. Everything in the background and everything, it's so cool. Yeah. Mike's being a bully today after he hit 100K. Why is he bullying us? You know what? I think I was bullying you guys long before 100K. It's a love-hate relationship, you know? You know? Now shut up! I'm kidding. Maybe another piece of the puzzle is about the mysterious treasure. Well, yeah. It could be that this Sith writing has to do with the treasure or is leading to the treasure in some sort of way. I just don't know how. Like, how does this have anything? Maybe Jude. Well, it would be absolutely insane if they come across this writing on the wall and Jod can decipher it. If Jod can read the writing on this wall, it would blow my freaking mind. If he can read ancient Sith writing, that's insane. I don't think anybody right now in the Star Wars galaxy, maybe other than like Yoda, who's actually dead by the time of this show, could read ancient Sith texts. Nobody. So if Jod could do that, that would be freaking mind-blowing. Yeah. Indeed it would. This has Han Solo and the Lost Legacy written all over it. Yeah, kind of. But that is a legend story still, so it would make sense that they could adapt it into canon with Jod as the Han of the story. I'm predicting that both Jod and Nina are secretly married and got kicked out because Jedi can't have feelings. Interesting. He turns to a life of crime as a result. I like the theory. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't even know if Nina Nawood exists. We'll put it that way. Still not fully convinced. Annie K says, I think that getting SM-33 will be a good part of the episode, and we will get a cliffhanger when we meet the owl, or we're heading there. Yeah, that sounds about right. I don't know how long this episode's going to be. I haven't seen any leaks on the runtime yet, I don't think. So, I'm not too sure. I think, well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see, but I agree with you. I think this third episode will obviously introduce us more to Jod, but it will most likely just be a rescue mission for SM-33. Now, again, the other side of that story will be Wim's dad, Fern's mom, trying to go find their kids without being able to leave their planet. And that will give us a lot more information to At Attin and what's going on At Attin, which will be pretty cool too. Yeah, and that'll happen tomorrow. Yeah. Joe says, I don't think they're going home until the very end. Okay, Joe, my counterpoint to that is, what about this? How can you explain this then? This can't just be the end of the show. They go home and their whole world is destroyed and then end credits? I don't know. 37 minutes? Where are you guys getting that? 37 minutes? I have not seen that. Wim's dad was the only parent who noticed that the child were missing immediately. He went looking for them. Well, yeah, because he came home late and Wim wasn't there. So he was the only one who sort of knew. Yeah. Yeah. It could be a different planet that looks like At Attin. It would be way too close. It's the same bus, same building. I don't think so. Cliffhanger for season 2? I don't think so either. They just talked about a 3 to 4 year time jump in between seasons. I don't think they'd leave us on that crazy of a cliffhanger. If you can hide one planet, you can hide 2. In theory, yes, but I doubt it. Yeah. Off work Wednesday, so I can join the watch party. Nice. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night Tuesday, that's for sure. It's going to be a long, long night. Maybe Jod's mom, girlfriend, etc., is Zori Bliss. Her suit colors is why Jod is Crimson Jack, her partner. That's a crazy theory. Zori Bliss would be wild. I mean, Zori grew up on Kajimi, didn't she? So that would have to... I don't know. That's a crazy theory. Yeah. I don't want SM-33 to die. I'm still not over K2SO. You're still not over K2SO? That happened 8 years ago. That happened 8 years ago. SM-33 is probably not going to die, actually. See? I can predict life, too. I don't think he's going to die. I don't think so. Wasn't the planet wasteland except the cities? Not from what we've seen. It looks like it's just been this. All we've seen is the suburbs, the city, the forest. No actual demolished wasteland like we see in this right here. This is definitely not what we see. We see bright colors, green, not gray, dark, cloudy. It's the opposite. Yeah. Let me grieve. That's funny. Let you grieve. Yeah, it was 8 years ago. Get over it. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. The runtime for the first 3 episodes have been reported. Episode 1 was 47 minutes, episode 2, 29, and episode 3, 37. Okay, but those episodes were a little bit off. They didn't include the credits. So let's take a look. So the first 2 episodes were the first one, 49. The second one, 32. So that first time was off by 2 minutes. The second one was off by 3. So I'm guessing that 37 means it's probably going to be 40-ish, maybe 39 minutes. That's pretty good. 40 minutes. 40 minutes, chat. Is that too long, too short, or just right? 40-minute episode for episode 3. If that is true, which, again, take that with a giant grain of salt. We don't know. It could vary by a couple minutes or who knows. But 39, 40 minutes, maybe 41. Is that a good time or too short or too long? What do we think? It's all right. It is all right. Are you one of the content creators that got to see the first 3 episodes? Yes. And I will say, Hondo Udaka shows up in the next one. Luke Skywalker fights him with his lightsaber, chops off his head. No, I was not. I was not given the first 3 episodes. No. 40 is just right to me. I actually think I agree with that. I think 40 to 45 is that perfect range. Yeah. Because if it was an hour-long show on television, it's about 40 minutes because you have, or 45 minutes because you have about 15 minutes of commercials. So it is sort of the runtime of an hour-long show if it was on cable television. Yeah. Yeah. I think they do better with the pacing on the shorter episodes. I agree with that. You look at a lot of the Mando episodes, the shorter the episode is, sometimes the better it is. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah. Usually they know if they have a shorter runtime that they want to jam-pack that episode. If we just look at the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew here, the first one is almost 50 minutes. The second one is only 32, and I thought the second one was better. Nothing to do with the runtime. Absolutely nothing to do with the runtime, but I just thought the second episode was better. So it doesn't really have to do with runtime, but 40 is a good time. I'll take it. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Interesting. In my opinion, it fits really good, to be honest, and/or should be over 40 minutes per episode. Is Andor over 40 minutes per episode? I believe it was, no? It just kills me that the credits are like 10 minutes long. Yeah, they're about like 6 minutes, something like that. They are long. But a lot of people work on the show, so they got to, credit them. People want longer, but that doesn't always mean that it'll be better. We'll get more plot and characters. Yeah, I mean, just because a runtime is longer doesn't mean the episode's going to be better. Absolutely not. It could be a lot worse, actually, just because they drag it out. You know? Yeah, no? Oh, I only asked because other creators I watch who have close to the same amount of subs as you got to see the first 3. Yeah, I've never actually tried to reach out to anybody over at Disney or Lucasfilm or anything like that, so I don't know if I would be able to. They've never reached out to me either. I mean, I don't even know if I would want the first 3 episodes. I'd love to be reached out to. That'd be nice. I'd appreciate that. But I don't know if I'd want to see that because I like doing the watch parties. I like doing it with you guys live and sort of speculating week to week. And if I was doing that, the last 2 weeks, I'd just be lying to you guys. I'd just be going, maybe that'll happen. Maybe that'll happen. And the whole time I would know. So I wouldn't really like that. No. I wouldn't like it. I'd love for them to send me out the posters, though. Those posters look sick. So many people are getting those posters online and a little bit jealous. Not gonna lie. They look pretty swaggy, and I want some. Yeah. So Lucasfilm, Star Wars, if you're watching, hit a guy up. I'd love to get those posters. They're pretty swaggy. I will say, Star Wars, official Star Wars account has come into the chat a couple times. Actually, during the time of the Acolyte, when we were doing those hype prediction streams and stuff and watch parties, they came in and they were very nice. They wouldn't give us any spoilers, but they did give us a 1. They did give us 1, which was pretty wild. Yeah. A guy who loves posters. Hey, you give me a good poster, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Who's excited for the Bryce Dallas Howard episode? Well, let's not forget, the Bryce Dallas Howard episode is a lot of the kids' favorite episode, which is pretty cool. I think it's episode 6, maybe 7, actually. Is it 6 or 7? It might be 7. If it's 7, then it's also Jude Law's favorite episode, too. Yeah. Anything under 35 minutes is too short, in my opinion. Well, with that being said, did you think that episode 2 was too short? Because episode 2 was only 32 minutes. I thought episode 2 was a great runtime, honestly. It felt perfect. Did I want more? Was it a cliffhanger ending? Yes, and yes. That's the goal. They want you coming back for more. It's episode 6? Okay. Yeah. Good on Star Wars for popping into fan streams and chats. It's a great look. I mean, because we have such a great community of people who love Star Wars, literally called the people who love Star Wars, it is a great look. But hey, it's them making the content, so yeah. Mike, what are your favorite Star Wars channels to watch, and do you watch other Star Wars YouTubers? Do I watch other Star Wars YouTubers now? No, not really. I mean, every once in a while, I'll pop into some live streams of like friends of mine, like Tony. Like Tony came on the stream the other day. Like Seriously Star Wars, who I was on their show the other day as well. Or, I mean, there's a lot of great YouTube Star Wars content creators out there. But I don't really watch much anymore. I did before I had the channel a lot more. I think I just don't really have time to now because I'm making content so often. I watch a lot of other content that isn't Star Wars based as well, like TV shows and podcasts and stuff. But there's a bunch of good ones out there for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. All right, we're going to get on out of here in a couple minutes, so let's throw in your crazy final predictions for episode 3, because this is the last chance you're going to have. We'll have a watch party tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so watch out for that. We'll of course, I'll post that in the Discord. If you're not yet in the Discord, go check out the Discord. Which is more likely for a second season? Kenobi, Book of Boba Fett, Solo, for Solo Season 2, The Acolyte, or Skeleton Crew? Of those, I would say Skeleton Crew right now. What do I want the most? Acolyte, and I think Book of Boba Fett would probably be actually, no, Kenobi would be the next most. Just because Ewan McGregor wants to come back so bad, and so does Hayden Christensen. And I feel like that's a no-brainer. What I think there's enough plot for is Skeleton Crew and Acolyte. And the Book of Boba Fett. And Solo. I think Kenobi has the least amount of plot to do a second season. But because so many people love Ewan and Hayden, myself included, I think a season 2 of that could happen. But I don't know. Ryan says, the mural in Fern's house will be significant. I think so. I don't know how or why, but I think so. Yeah. Yeah. John Groom says, Mike, are we going to get more what ifs? Yes. Not during the Skeleton Crew, because I'm very busy at the moment with all the Skeleton Crew stuff. Breakdowns, prediction streams, all these live streams that we're doing. I wasn't really feeling great over the weekend. But once Skeleton Crew's over, we got a time gap between like mid-January to April when Skeleton Crew and Star Wars Celebration happens. So then we will get back to what ifs. So I think we're going to do what ifs every Sunday or almost every Sunday when a show is not going. So when there's no weekly show, that's when we'll do the what ifs. Yeah. But I have so much fun doing those what ifs. I mean, they were a blast. So I want to get back to doing them as soon as possible, you know? Just, they take a lot of time, like a lot of time. They're almost 20-minute videos. I have to write the script for all of it and come up with a cool story that's obviously a what if in Star Wars. So it takes a while. I want them to be good. That's for sure. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of bantha fodder out there, that's for sure. Episode 3 is going to have Carson Teva in it. Ooh, interesting. That'd be cool. I think those New Republic X-Wings could show up in episode 3. If not, definitely episode 4. Yeah. More Plagueis, please. I agree with that. Yeah. Which pirates will die in this season? I don't know if Brutus will die. I mean, he's pretty badass, but he could die. Yeah. Collins on Thursday? We could do Collins on Thursday for sure. We could do Collins on Thursday. That'd be fun. Will Vane die in this Skeleton Crew season? Maybe. I don't know. He survived a Mandalorian, so he could survive. He will survive. You know? All right, I'm losing it. I'm going to get on out of here. Let me end this poll, actually. Still, 71% of you guys think that Hondo Ohnaka will be in this. That's pretty wild. How do Collins work? Okay, so you got to join the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, which is a link is in the description below, you can join that Discord, and then I open up a stage in the Collins portion, and you just join from there. Yeah. And then I'll just ask you a couple questions. It'll be a fun little conversation, and the whole chat will hear you live. A lot of fun. I've heard it's nerve-wracking. But I sit up here for 2 hours every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and now Mondays. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You know? Okay. So for tomorrow's episode, my predictions, final predictions, are we're definitely going to go save SM-33. We're definitely going to get back to the Onyx Cinder. We're going to learn a lot more about Jod Na Nawood, and we might even go see the owl across the galaxy, across the galaxy, I guess. On At Attin, we're going to learn about a lot more of what's going on with the government on this planet and what's going on with the people on this planet. And we will also get to see Wim's dad, Fern's mom, and what they're going to do to try and save their kids. Because on a planet without a ship, how are you going to go save your kids who left the planet? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But until then, we'll have to wait another 29 hours. 29 hours until we get to watch that ourselves. I think we'll find the treasure in episode 5. I think after episode 5, we're going to go back to At Attin, which will eventually be destroyed, as we saw in that thing we were looking at earlier. And we'll keep on going from there. But until then, smash a freaking like on this stream. Hit that subscribe and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post a video in my pretty face. Show up the recommended feed of yours. Watch out for, of course, watch out for a watch party tomorrow at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a breakdown on Wednesday, live stream on Thursday, video on Friday, live stream on Saturday, video on Sunday, live stream on Monday. Then we do it all again next week. And for the rest of your lives. Okay? Sound good? Everybody in on that? King Shadow, what's up? Everybody good? We feeling good today? We feeling good today? No, Lee, I appreciate you. Yeah. Discord link, it's in the description below. So let me explain this so we don't have people missing out on the Discord link. Actually, I might be able to send it in the chat right now, but let's see. Let me just explain it for good measure. So, if you come to this live stream, just explain it for good. That's me. And you hang on, and you smash a freaking like on it like that, like so. And then you come down here, click on the description of the live stream. There's 2 links. One to join to become a member, and one to join the Discord. So you're going to want to click that Discord link. It'll send you to the Discord. But actually, for now, I will even put that Discord link in the chat right now. Copy link. Paste link. Oh, what? Oh, I guess I can't do that. That's stupid. I can't paste the link in my own chat? That's strange. Okay, I guess I can't do that. Well, I just showed you how to do it, so you can find it. You can find it. I believe in you. I believe in you. I've just been lurking. Nice, King Shadow. Nice. Nice. All right. Until then, smash a freaking like on the stream. Hit that subscribe. How many likes do we even have? Am I going to be upset, chat? Am I going to be upset? 77? What? We got over 80 people here right now. Can we get some freaking likes on this stream? God damn. But smash a freaking like on your way out. I appreciate it. Huge shout out to Darth Plagueis Liz for the very generous super chat earlier on in the stream. I appreciate you. And yeah. May the force be with you. Always. Oh, yeah. What a great stream. What a great show. You guys are the absolute best. I appreciate you all so much more than you will ever know. I cannot wait for this third episode tomorrow. I'm so excited. I got a weird feeling that something crazy might be happening tomorrow, but, well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I guess we shall just have to wait and see. But until then, I hope you have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your lives, and good night, everybody.